Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Mahabharata249. As you may remember, Uttara Kumara was going around taking the upper clothing off the enemies while they slept. "Go to Ashwatthama and bring his apparel also," said Arjuna. "The king is sporting a blue silk. That looks lovely. Your sister will like that, I'm sure. Collect that. Do not go very near my grandfather. He knows the counter incantations for this astra of mine. He may not be under a trance. Let us not risk going near him." Uttara Kumara leaped down from the chariot. He collected silks and jewels from the sleeping heroes. He came back to the chariot. They were ready to depart. Bhishma tried to stop the chariot, but his horses were killed by Arjuna. After saluting Bhishma from that distance, Arjuna returned to the outskirts of the city. They all got out of the trance. They wanted to pursue Arjuna, but Bhishma laughed at them and said, "Do not be foolish. Admit it. We've been defeated. Let us return to Hastinapura. I saw your dresses and your jewels being taken from you. That means you've been stripped of your honor. A fitting revenge for what you did to them years back. I tried to stop them, but I couldn't. He could have killed all of you while you were sleeping, but he's too righteous to do that. Let us go back to Hastinapura." Duryodhana was silent. His plans had all gone awry. He saw the chariot of Arjuna in the distant horizon. From there, Arjuna sent arrows to fall at the feet of the elders. He took leave of them. He took leave of the king by sending an arrow which felled his crown to the ground. The chariot had gone beyond their sight. With a sigh of heartbreak, Duryodhana decided to return to Hastinapura. Arjuna descended from the chariot. He said, "By the grace of God, the cows have been saved. The enemies have been defeated. Send out a message to the city announcing your victory. I want to give you a word of warning. Do not let your father know that the Pandavas are in his court. If he hears it suddenly, your father may not be able to stand the shock. Tell him that you fought with the Kaurava army and that you rescued the cows, which had been captured by them." Uttara Kumara said, "But that is impossible. The days of my bragging are over. I cannot take credit for something I did not do." Arjuna said, "Say so for the time being. When the proper time comes, you can tell him the truth." They proceeded toward the Sami tree. The lion banner was placed on the chariot and the ape banner removed. The great Gandiva was tenderly wrapped up and placed with the other weapons. Two proceeded to the city. Uttara Kumara was now sitting in the chariot and Arjuna was driving it. His hair, which had been bound up with a cloth during the fight, was once again hanging down his back in a braid. Chapter 20, Yudhishthira's Blood. King Virata entered the city in triumph after the Trigartas had been defeated. He had rescued the cows. He was received by the citizens with great pomp and splendor. He entered the city surrounded by the Pandavas. At the palace, he was received by the queen and his daughter. The Princess Uttara told him about the invasion of the Kaurava army and about the young prince Uttara Kumara going to fight with them single-handed. The king was unhappy at this calamity which had befallen him. He was told that Brihanala was the charioteer of the prince. He was sunk in the depths of despair. He said, "What can my child do? The great Kaurava heroes are there. Bhishma, Drona, Krupa, and the invincible Radeya have all come to attack us. What can my son do?" Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.